its current name on June 16, 1997. On December 29, 1994, RSP Capital was listed on the main board, currently known as the Main Market of Bursa Malaysia Securities Company, replacing BCB Bank Berhad as part of the 1994 restructuring. Banking Corporation with branches in most Southeast Asia countries. It is headquartered in Singapore. United Chinese Bank (UCB) was founded in 1935 by Sarawak businessman Wee Keng Chiang in collaboration with a group of Chinese born Malaysian. By population, the bank is Southeast largest.
Okay, now I will explain about basis of preparation for financial statement of RHB Conventional Bank. The use of certain critical accounting estimate and assumption in the preparation of financial statement in accordance with MFRS affect the reported amount of asset, liability and disclosure of contingent asset and liabilities at the date of financial statement, as well as the reported amount of revenue and expenses during the reported financial year. It also requires directors to use their discretion when adopting the group and bank accounting producer. Actual result may differ from this estimate and judgment, which are based on the director's best understanding of current event and activities, the relevant new accounting standard, annual improvement and amendment to published standard, and interpretation to existing accounting standard that are effective for the group and the bank financial year beginning on after 1 January of 2021. Standard amendment to published standard and interpretation to existing standard that are applicable to the group and the bank but not effective yet. For example, amendment on disclosure of accounting policies. The amendment to MFRS 101 require company to disclose material accounting policy rather than significant accounting policies. Entities are expected to make disclosure of accounting policies specific to the entities and non-generic disclosure on MFRS application. The amendment explain an accounting policy is material if when considered together with other information included in entity financial statement. Changes in regulatory requirement. The definition of default exposure under the policy document on capital adequacy framework and capital adequacy framework for Islamic bank. The determination of day past due should be based on the new repayment term of a loan or financing that has been rescheduled and restructured. Now I will explain about basis of preparation for financial statement for Islamic bank. The bank classifies its financial asset into following measurement categories as those to be measured at a fair value, that is, either through other comprehensive income (SOCI) or through profit or loss, and to be measured at amortized cost. The classification of debt instrument depend on bank business model for managing financial asset and cash flow characteristic of financial asset. Recognition and derecognition. Financial assets are recognized when the bank become a party to the contractor provision of instrument. Regular way purchase and sale of financial assets are recognized on trade date, the date on which the bank commit the purchase and sell the asset. Okay, we move to basic of preparation for financial statement of UOB, that is FAS. UOB conducted our audit in accordance with approved standard on auditing in Malaysia and in international standard on auditing. UOB responsibilities under those standards are further described in auditor responsibilities for audit of the financial statement section for our report. OUB believe in the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide of basis for our audit option. UOB goal are to acquire reasonable confidence that the group and the bank financial statement are free of material misstatement whether due to fraud or error, and to issue to auditor. Reasonable insurance is high level of insurance, but it not guarantee that audit done in conformity with Malaysia recognition auditing standard and international auditing standard will always uncover a material misstatement when one exists. Obtain an understanding of relevant internal control to establish audit method that are appropriate in the circumstance, but not for the purpose of giving an option on group and bank internal control efficiency.
Based on the commodity of Murabahah principle, it is trade of commodities that serve as the transaction underlying assets. For the next product is fixed deposit. In RHB Bank, we have RHB ordinary fixed deposit, RHB senior fixed deposit, and RHB pays fixed deposit. All of these are under conventional bank. For Sharia compliant alternative, we have RHB Community Murabahah Deposit I from RHB Islamic and Islamic Deposit I from UOB Group. The contents used are Community Murabahah, Tawaruk and Wakalah. Community Murabahah is a Tawaruk agreement between a bank, customer and community providers, facilitated through brokers. Specific Sharia compliant communities will be identified and used as the underlying asset for the deposit. The Murabahah contract exists between the bank and the customer, while a Tawaruk consists of a sale and purchase contract. The first involves a seller selling an asset to a buyer on a deferred basis. Following that, the original sales purchase will sell the same asset to a third party on a cash and spot basis. The customer will appoint the bank to buy commodities on their behalf at the purchase price on a spot basis, and then sell the commodities to the bank at the same price on a deferred basis. It is an Islamic term deposit with a fixed profit rate based on the Sharia. Concept of community Murabahah, the Tawaruk arrangement and the purchasing and sale of Sharia compliant commodities as the underlying asset. The Pembadanan Issuing Depository issued this deposit. Continuing to the next product, which is property financing. The alternative for it are equity home financing I, equity my first home financing I, and home financing I. The contract used in it are Musyarakah Mutanakisah and Ijarah. Musyarakah Mutanakisah is also known as diminishing musyarakah. The customer and the bank enter into a co-ownership agreement to acquire and own a residential property under declining partnership with the goal of the customer gradually reducing the bank's participation until the customer has full ownership of the property. In addition, the customer agrees to eventually purchase the bank's ownership. This will reduce the bank's stake in the partnership, and once the customer has purchased the bank full equity stake, the bank will transfer property ownership to the customer through a notice fulfillment. And ijarah means leasing, where the bank agrees to lease the customer portion of the property at an ijarah rate that is acceptable to both parties. It works by a financing for the purchase of residential property using the concept of the diminishing partnership between the bank and the customer. The last one is a letter of credit. A letter of credit is a guarantee from a bank that the buyer payment to a seller will be on time and in the exact amount. The bank will be forced to cover the full or remaining price of the purchase if the buyer is unable to make payment on the transaction. The alternative for it is letter of credit high. The contract used is Wakalah contract. Refers to a contract between the bank and you, in which the bank acts as your agent and issue a letter of credit high to the seller in response to your application. Letter of credit high is a written undertaking given by HB Islamic Bank berhad to the seller at your request and instruction to pay up to a stated sum of money at sight or at a determinable future date within a prescribed time limit and against the compliant presentation of stipulated document.
First, for asset component, RHB Bank given covenant in the statement of financial position is tax recoverable. What can you get back in the term of tax? Taxable means that you can deduct the amount of tax you paid from the amount of tax you collect. Next, different component asset for RHB Bank, Islamic Bank, is derivative asset, which is derivative asset is one that derives its value from another asset. A derivative price could be determined by the value of stock, bond, commodity, mortgage, or other asset. Derivative assets are contract with a defined and restricted service life rather than hard physical asset. They are exchanged on international financial market by buyers and sellers gambling on the future price of the underlying asset that the derivative represents. Furthermore, OUB Bank, the different asset component is trading securities. Trading securities are securities purchased by a company with the intention of making a quick profit. Companies do not expect to hold such security for a long time, so they will invest only if they believe they will be adequately compensated for the risk they are incurring. Second, for liability component, RHB Bank different component in the statement of financial position is senior debt securities. Senior debt securities is the company first tier of liabilities, which is usually secured by a claim on collateral. A business secures senior loan for a specified interest rate and term. Lenders get monthly principal and interest payment from the corporation on a predetermined timetable. This reduces the danger of the debt, but this also means a lesser return for lenders. Bank typically finance senior debts. Next, different component liability from RHB Islamic Bank is subordinated obligation. Next, different components liability from RHB Islamic Bank is subordinated obligation, which is any indebtedness of the company, whether outstanding on the issue date or later incurred by that is subordinate or junior in line of payment to the securities pursuant to a contractual agreement is referred to as subordinated obligation. Furthermore, OUB Bank different liability component is tax payable, which is the amount of money a cooperative owes in federal, provincial, holding in a single company, a controlling or majority interest in the firm, on the other hand, is one in which the investor has voting right and may often influence the company direction. Next, different component equity from RHB Islamic Bank is share capital, which is the money raised by issuing common and preferred share is referred to as share capital. With additional public offering, the company share capital or equity financing might change over time. Depending on the context, the term share capital can signify a variety of things. Accountants have a considerably more limited definition, which they apply to public company balance sheets. This refers to total money raised by the company through stock sale. Furthermore, OUB Bank different equity component is retained earnings, which is accounting idea of retained earnings is crucial. The word refers to a company previous profit, less any dividends paid in the past. The term retained refers to the fact that the corporation kept such earning rather than paying them out as dividend to shareholders. As a result, retained earnings fall when the corporation lost money or pay dividend, while rising when new profits are generated.
Next is different of component in statement of comprehensive income. Based on statement of comprehensive income in 2021 for the bank that we choose, which is RHB Bank, RHB Islamic Bank, and UOB Group, may have some difference of component from the statement in each bank. Generally, as we know that conventional bank will use conventional accounting in their statement, and for Islamic Bank, which is RHB Islamic Bank and UOB Group, will use Islamic accounting for their statement because conventional was not Sharia compliant. If we look in the statement of comprehensive income for Islamic Bank, one of the component is fair value change of financial liabilities designed at fair value due to the banks own the credit risk which is not available in conventional bank statement. So it showed that Islamic banking was used the concept of profit and loss sharing, and for conventional, which is RHB Bank, they use interest based, which are not allowed because they have marked up the price for their financing, and customer should pay more than they should pay. Next is unrealized net or gain on revaluation. The difference for this component in statement for RHB Islamic Bank and RHB Bank is their fund. So for conventional, the operational focusing on profitable transaction, which mean halal, not the main consideration in their operational. They gain profit without limit, and also they make a high interest investing in non-halal investments such as alcohol company and many more. So their fund was from many sources that we know non-Sharia compliant. For Islamic banking, the operational was prioritized halal, which are permitted in Islamic, meaning that Islamic operational are not using interest based. They also will not going to invest in Sharia and non-Sharia compliant because they want to keep their fund from a source that prohibited in Sharia and to keep their users from riba and top. Next is change in fair value in the statement of UOB. For Islamic banking,